Well, speaking of water, a small but hardy band of South Bay farmers is riding out the driest part of the year, still growing food, but not sprinkling a drop of water.
Yeah, they call it dry farming, an age-old technique that uses careful planting and tilling, but no irrigation.
KPIX 5's Len Ramirez shows us the surprisingly good results in tonight's original report.
Well, you take one look at these beautiful green crops and you'd find it hard to believe that this was all done with zero irrigation, no water hoses, no drip lines. In fact, the only water that these crops have ever received is what came down as rain, and that was months ago.
Farmer Jim Leap does not have to dig deep to find that on this warm and dry July day, there's just enough moisture saved in the soil from the last of the late spring rain to keep his crops green and growing.
That's just rain moisture. It has nowhere to go.
He runs his 4-acre school road farm near San Juan Bautista using an ancient farming technique that's almost completely unheard of anymore in California. It's called dry farming.
The bulk of what we do here in terms of food production is we don't irrigate at all.
Zero.
He grows wheat and squash, beans and corn, plus half a dozen other fruits and veggies.
You think, oh, this will never work, and the plants just thrive. They love it.
It's a year-long process that involves growing cover plants over winter, then mowing and tilling the soil at just the right time in the spring to form a mulch that locks the moisture in the soil.
When's the last time you watered these plants behind us?
10 years ago.
This is the exact opposite. California agribusiness relies heavily on irrigation, which has led to overdrawing of underground aquifers and questions of sustainability. Leap says dry farming not only saves water, but seems to supercharge the food with flavor.
Dry farm fruit and vegetables just taste so much better than irrigated crops.
Why is that?
I think you get a concentration of sugars.
Leap, who holds a degree in agriculture from Fresno State, says there are drawbacks. Yields tend to be smaller and it's risky because it relies completely on what Mother Nature gives.
See how easily the grain separates from the chaff.
But he says the practice is catching on in cooler coastal valleys and on small-scale farms where growing food and preserving natural resources can go hand in hand. In San Juan Bautista, Len Ramirez, KPIX 5.